getting kicked off my food stamps. And so I wanted to come on live because, of course, this is. Let me get another pillow. Sorry, sorry, y'all. So I wanted to come on live because, of course, you know, I show a lot about my journey when it comes to just escaping the rat race, getting out of poverty, different things like that, trying to break those generational curses. That was what my channel started on. I waver a little bit just because I get bored, but the foundation wise, everything is really how can I get better? How can I get more income? How can I get out of the rat race of poverty? That's like really near and dear to my heart. And I would say before, like, I really had to make a conscious decision because a lot of people say that they don't want to be on government assistance or they want more or, they want to break those generational curses. But we also know as humans, we want our cake and we want to be able to eat it too. And that's just not how things work out. Like, that's just not the way of things. Like, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. You cannot be on government assistance and receive income. I mean, you can, but it's not like you can receive like a lower amount. It's not going to be enough to where you're going to be able to do anything. Um so that was like the first step, like really making up in my mind that that was something that I did not want to be on any longer, but also just having the discernment and the wisdom um to know that I have children and I shouldn't just go voluntarily take myself off of stuff because of pride. Like, I've talked about that a lot on my channel, how, some people will be so prideful that they won't go apply for SNAP benefits or go see what, Medicaid or anything like that, but their health is horrible and that Medicaid like could help you go to see doctors without having your credit destroyed. Them SNAP benefits can help you have, food in your refrigerator without your kids having to eat rice and beans every single day. That's probably jeopardizing even more of their health. Like, it's not going to show most of the time while they're younger because all of their systems, and their internal is working at the highest peak. But as they get older, that's going to have some kind of, lasting effect on that. And so that was like the two main things that I had to that mindset shift. That mindset shift. And when you are raised in generational poverty, it's hard to have a mindset shift like that because nobody really understands where you coming from, because everybody is going to speak from their perspective and their fears and all of that. So that's like one thing. You have to really know who you are and really what you want. And if you guys were on my last live, you had seen Lead Former 73 come on my live. And I was just so in freaking shock that I didn't even, for one, I thought it was a troll because I'm like, well, why would he be in little old me live? Like, that's how I feel about everything. Like, even with you guys, like, when you guys support me and just, have been around, I just be like, what is it about little old me? So maybe that's just like a self-esteem issue, but I'm just really, a humble person like that. So I just feel like, what made him take the time out of his day to come onto my live. But he was the catalyst in me really like not feeling alone. Like, and he's older, married and all of that. But that community was the catalyst in me saying, okay, there are people who say, they out of the city kind of rat race, and they want more. They want land. They want to be able to, stockpile. I didn't even really know what that was. I didn't, he started me with the pantry and having a pantry and book shopping and all of that stuff. Like watching him probably like two years ago or so. Um, maybe almost 3 years. And my first video that had took off on my channel, because I had been doing YouTube, but I had made a video. I just like, I gotta go grocery shopping. I had made a video of me going grocery shopping with my children. And, I was kind of getting into the swing of things then, like just starting off small. Um, just starting off small, but that was like the beginning of my channel, kind of how I shop. Uh, you guys who watch me, you know that my kids have a lot of food allergies, and so do I. Where like my youngest child, he has all of these issues, but it's really like his body understands what we supposed to be eating and how we supposed to be eating. So just our every day-to-day stuff that we can eat that we take for granted, his body knows that we were not meant to be eating as much like products that's made out of flour as much as we do. His body understands that. So people who have those gluten intolerance or different things like that, it's like because their body knows, so I don't look at it as like a disability or an issue, but the world does, because we have now came into where we supposed to eat a different kind of way. We supposed to eat, um just what we have been bred to just eat, fast food, just all this horrible stuff. So that was kind of like a tangent, but it was like um when I had got the initial like letter in the mail. So I had got a letter in the mail stating that, you know, it's basically like put up or shut up. So when I had got the letter in the mail like stating that this month was gonna be my last month receiving SNAP benefits, um, it was kind of like a, oh, dang, they didn't even let me get ahead before they didn't click me off of everything. That's kind of how I felt. But then I'm like, no, like you have to reprogram the way you think. Like, do you think in America that you gonna get ahead any kind of way other than what you do? But yeah, they're gonna be ready to take that from you as quick as they can. And so that was the mindset shift of basically now what you've been talking about. Are you really about what you've been talking about, or have you just been talking? Are you really about what you've been talking about, or have you just been talking? What's the bigger plan? What's the bigger goal? Because what you receive before your stuff to get clicked off isn't nothing, and you trying to make more than that and do more than that because you have bigger goals, bigger dreams. Everything is a stepping stone. And so, you know, I see people every single day, people who I know personally who are able-bodied people who would get a job, that's paying them $25, $30 an hour. I mean, should you can work at, the Amazon company and get paid very well. At a lot of these warehouses, and they get that letter in the mail that their stuff is getting ready to be terminated, and they quit that job. Like they quit that job that was about to hire them in, get them benefits. The 20 some dollars an hour was just a starting pay. They was gonna be making 30 some dollars an hour. They can improve their situation and get out of the neighborhood and stuff that they in, but they are choosing to stay in the situation because they're so scared of losing government assistance. And so that's like a long cycle. That's a long cycle. of just you seeing that passed down, you seeing that passed down, and you scared of the big bad wolf. You scared of there's nothing here to save me or a safety net, but it's a false safety net because, excuse me, I feel like that we have to say this or that. You can do you want this or do you want that? So I think that's what everybody like should do who is trying to get off of government assistance, who is trying to better themselves, have their kids see something, even if you don't complete it until you in your 50s or 60s or get to that ultimate goal. Now you actually have set the next generation up to where the cycle is broken and has stopped with you. And so that's like the main thing is I had to say, okay, is you can have this, but then you can't have that. So what you gonna do? You gotta make up in your mind. And I was like, cause I honestly initially I'm like, well, maybe I could just get my hours cut down. Maybe let me see what income they have, and because granted they did have like stuff on there that I don't receive, um and I told them that I don't receive it, and they got proof that I don't receive it, but they still had that income on there or whatever. But even with that off, it still had put me over. So I'm like calculating, like I might can, take these hours, like call my employer and tell them I don't want these hours no more, like to cut me down this many hours so that I can keep my government, so I can keep my SNAP benefits. This is just transparent moment. It's transparent moment. And even when it came to my Section 8, I was like, and I had got that letter in the mail. I had got both letters. Like, I've been getting them every single month. First they was cut down, then now also, like, they both going at the same time. And so even when I got that, I was like, wow, like, so if I get my hours cut down, I'll be able to at least, have some type of SNAP benefits and not pay as much out of pocket or whatever, and keep my Section 8 as well. Like that was the initial, sorry, I'm putting her password in. That was like the initial thought. That was the initial thought that has been generationally passed down. Like, you don't do stuff to get kicked off your government assistance. That's just crazy. You don't have jobs. You don't make your income high enough to be kicked off your government assistance. Whatever you do, if you got to get those hours cut down, whatever, you stay on your government assistance. So seeing that, cousins, like I said, just generational, passed down for years, like family, friends, people constantly doing that. It's like that's embedded in you, and you don't know what's really in like engraved in you until your first mind goes to that thing. And so no matter how much I try to be like the not trendsetter, but just the catalyst, like just the person who is breaking this curse with their family, with their household. Uh no matter how much like I felt like I believe that, like wholeheartedly, feel like I believe that wholeheartedly. When it came for me to put up and shut up, when the letter finally came, I mean, like I have so many like journaling, like after I read my Bible and stuff, when I'm just writing down my prayers and all of that stuff, writing down my goals, making my vision boards, like doing that every single year, that right now in my prayer book and stuff, almost every day or every week, like the amount of times I have wrote like, God, I just want the letters to be sent of me getting cut off of everything. Like just the constant prayer of that. Like, God, I'm just ready to afford, like I'm tired of living in a state of, you know, um, like constant paranoia of like something happening, something getting shut down, some type of glitch in the system, some type of, and especially like when that stuff had happened with my Section 8, then when that stuff had happened with my SNAP benefits, like, yeah, it only had, well, with Section 8, it had happened, it was paused for like, because they had got hacked. And I had did a whole, went live and everything there. So their system had got hacked. I think I was without benefits for maybe 4 months when it came to my Section 8. And it was just so crazy because, okay, I was in a house and it was a private landlord, and me and him had built a rapport, so he knew, like, if something was going on, like that I'm telling the truth, and then he would go down there and stuff. And so me and him was basically in constant contact. Like, have you heard anything else? Had they gave another update? Like, he would ask me, had they gave a update or whatever, and then I would ask him, have you heard anything else? Because they basically just stopped giving us any type of communication regarding that. And so I was grateful at that time that I was in that home and that he was my landlord, because when I had went live, that y'all had seen when I was there, it was apartments that were basically evicting tenants because they wasn't getting paid because of that section had got shut down or hacked. So they wasn't making payments or anything. So, it was elderly people in that office, all kind of stuff, like saying my office is, going to evict me. And, the Section 8 office, like, reassuring them, like, no, they have letters, like, they already know they cannot evict you. But at the end of the day, these apartments be doing whatever they want to do here, and then you have to just wait until you go to court, and then let the judge um basically throw it out. But while that's going, you still getting those eviction letters. You basically still getting harassed and tormented. They do that a lot here. Like, they do that a lot here. Um and so just seeing that, it kind of put me into a more state of fear and overdrive. Like, I can't be in this situation. I'm depending on them so much. If this happened and I'm in a different place, I might be getting evicted or anything. Like, that's just kind of how I felt. It was like a wake up call. It was like, because that was all like my thing of saying, all of this stuff is not promised. And like I said, Led Former, like, he would say that in his lives, and that's how I already felt. But talking to family and friends, nobody really understands that. And so when you say that, they're like, girl, it's the government. It's the government assistance. They going to always have it, especially like in the state you live in. They going to always have it. Like, at the end of the day, there's nothing to worry about. That's basically paranoia. Ain't nothing like that can ever happen. Like, it's going to always be here. Different things like that. So it makes you seem like you just crazy, and it makes you quit talking about it. And so, like I said, in his lives and stuff, he talks about that, a lot too. And it was when you finally hear somebody say something that of the way you think or what you've been saying, because everybody else is basically not understanding it. When you hear somebody like edify your words and say it, and they don't even know that you're saying that, like, it just gives you a sense of like, okay, I'm not alone. It gives you a sense of being seen. And so when that had happened, it was just like, see, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew stuff like this can happen. And even if, it got settled or whatever the case is, and the payment started back happening, but it still happened. It still was without payments for 4 months. And then after that, you get all these letters in the mail saying, to check you and all your kids' social security cards and, numbers, and to make sure nothing's on there that's not supposed to be on there. It just makes you feel violated. And it makes you feel helpless because you're banking on these people to help you to in your low moment of a time in your need, and you're banking on them to, I guess, protect you, because I mean, all day long we could say, oh, they don't protect us, they never protect us. But when that's all you have, we have to be realistic. It's people who are elderly and disabled. Like they can't think like that they won't protect us, because that's all they have. Like they have to hang on to, if something happened, they at least don't have my back. Like they have to be able to hang on to that. And so yeah, that was a hey Miss V, OMG Miss Christian, those laws, uh those strict laws, I guess. Yes. Can you say hi Leba for a sub, please? Did I pronounce your name right, Leba? Hey Leba. Yes, those laws just, they so like they're just so strict on the wrong side. Like me and my dad was having a conversation. Okay, I said it right. You're welcome. Me and my dad was having just a conversation on like the landlord and tenant laws here are just horrible. Like they don't care if the ceiling and stuff is falling around you. You deserve a sub. You're so kind. Thank you. Thank you so much, and thanks for subscribing to my channel. They don't care if the ceiling is falling around you. They still want their rent, and then they will still evict you. You have to go try to fight that in court, and most 95% of the time, almost I would say pretty much 100% of the time. But I don't like to speak in certain facts. I'm in Indiana, in facts, but the judge 9.5 out of 10 times will say that you still should be paying them, and then you should have took them back to court to sue for the stuff that you paid because they didn't hold up to their end of the bargain. Melissa said, hi Christian, I was cut off my government assistance due to my children being older and making more, but I'm just thankful that the one my children was able to apply on their own. Yes, yes. And see, that's the thing too. Like, our kids, we just look at them as our babies. Like they are our babies. If they still in the house and we taking care of them, like even if they 20, 21, whatever, we still taking care of them. They are a kid. But like it's some laws around that. Once they reach a certain age, like they not supposed to be on your case no more, or they have supposed to apply for themselves. So like, or if they apply for themselves and got it, but then they already just been on your case since they was 17 or whatever, 18, and it didn't switch off. It didn't automatically take them off. They make it on you to go and take them off the case because of their age. If they system messed up and didn't automatically do it. Now it's like y'all receiving two benefits for the same people, and you wasn't supposed to because they have reached, whatever in their mind. I mean, whatever in the laws that they're like basically old enough to be on a separate thing. Even though you still buying their clothes, take care of them, all kind of stuff. But at a certain age, they say no, like they supposed to have their own. They got to show that they, how they paying their rent or all of that stuff. But now, so you still are paying for this person because what they gonna give them ain't hardly nothing. So you still paying for the person. You still putting food in the refrigerator for them to eat, but you don't get the benefits for them no more because they didn't reach a certain age. So it's like just all of that. It's like no accountability on the government side. Whatever they do is like, oh, our bad. But it's like if you did it and you didn't realize you were doing that just because of misinformation, or they really just don't even tell you. It's like, how are you supposed to know? Y'all laws keep on changing. They penalize you for that, And it's like, it's good. It's it's always, I guess, better if they do penalize you for it and it was on food stamps, like it was on your SNAP benefits. But if it's something that happened on TANF, like you were getting welfare, actually cash for it, and you misread or just didn't understand, oh, this part of your child turned a different age or whatever the case is, they be trying to put you in jail. Like they be trying to put you in jail for federal fraud. So it's like the whole thing, that's really why I started getting into like the stockpiling, the prepping, the different things like that. And I have a video called I'm Not a Prepper, I'm a Mother. And I didn't get into it because of I'm just like this farm girl or country girl or whatever the I don't know, the stereotype is around like the communities that farm and raise animals and prep and do all of that. Like, I didn't get into it because of that's what I seen. I got into it really out of necessity. I got into it because of fear of me not knowing, like, when if my government assistance was gonna get cut off, if something was gonna get hacked. Y'all see where my food stamps, I had went to, I guess I went to recertify. It was time for recertification because they do recertification every 6 months for your SNAP intern. So it was time for me to recertify. I recertified a month in advance, turned in all my paperwork. Like everything was on time, nothing was late. So that following month, my SNAP benefit should have came on my card like how it regularly came on my card. That month roll around, it actually usually come a few days sooner because they're verifying like when it's like time for recertification, and so it usually comes a little bit earlier. Yeah, mine didn't come on my card. I kept on calling. They was waiting for the state to. The state still had to verify, like the higher part of the state still had to verify that the actual worker did what they were supposed to do. So that part, like they were backed up. So I'm like, well, how long they're gonna be backed up? They couldn't tell me. A lot of y'all watching know like how I have to shop for groceries. I buy lower, the necessity staple stuff that's lower in cost, but then a lot of more stuff I have to buy that's higher in cost because of my child with a food disability. Um, and it was nothing. My stuff was certified. I think I was without benefits for because you guys had helped me. You guys had donated. I was that like y'all just be shocking me. Like y'all be blowing me away because I wasn't even expecting anything like that. Um, because I had a little bit of cash. Like I had just started swiping my credit card or whatever to purchase food. So I'm like, I'll just use my credit card, but your credit card still got to get paid. So that's going to be money that's coming, it's just a constant switching of buckets back and forth. Um, me to finally get my benefits on there. So, and that was completely on them. They couldn't tell me nothing. They just said it's still pending. They still waiting for that part to go through. This has never happened. They don't know why it happened. Like just excuse after excuse. So I'm like, well, would I get extra? Do you guys give something for it being a penalty on y'all? Like, no, you just get what you were supposed to get. Like, it's no, they don't have any consequences. So it's like to depend on something that doesn't have a consequence for not doing what they supposed to do. Like this is what they supposed to do. Like they got your social security card. They got your social security number and your family social security number. So at the end of the day, they're getting grants, pats on the back. They're able to say they helped you. So this is what they're obligated to do this because they're getting something for helping you. As soon as you give your social security number, your name, your date of birth, they get something for helping you. More grants, more whatever, but something. So it's like this is what they're supposed to do. And that was like another thing that was like, see, it can happen. Like one day you can just, have the snap and then you ain't did nothing and it's paused for no reason. So that's what like really put my stockpiling and all of that stuff into high gear. It wasn't out of like the farming or homesteading like community. It was more so out of every day. Like, what do we eat what do we eat often? What do my grocery shopping look like? Let me get more of that, because this stuff is unstable. Anything can happen one day, and then I don't have my SNAP benefits. So let me, buy more food. Let me buy more of that thing when I go. And so it was out of like, my kids are going to be responsible to me, no matter if this government assistance say they don't know what's going on. Like, I'm responsible. I'm responsible to them. Hi, Jared. Um, how you doing? So yeah, I'm responsible to them, and so that's where, you know, I really need to get back in high gear of it. I need to purchase, because I moved, so I don't have like a pantry, like an actual dedicated pantry. It's a part of my house I'm gonna make into a pantry. So I need to really be building something or buying some shelves so y'all could like see that, so I can actually get more stuff out of boxes, because it's a lot of stuff still in boxes, y'all. But like, that's how I just wanted to come on here to really tell y'all like how I felt initially. No matter like how much I talk that big talk, like break generational curses, and y'all know like I'm just all about that. Like, leave, something for the next generation. You could do it, uplifting and inspiring. When it was finally the time, you know, and the prayer was answered, it was like, crap, can I really do it? Can I really do it? um, can I just get my hours, dropped and stuff like that? And then I was like, no, like, because I mean, I don't be trying to get like religious and stuff, because I'm not religious, but I believe in God. So I don't want to say, because I'm not really religious. I grew up in Mexico, living poor. People bullied me in school. When I was 10, my doctor said I had cancer, lung cancer, and my dad unalived. He and it's just me and my mom and my sister. Oh wow. Oh wow. Praying for you so much, Jared. Praying for your strength and just everything. Your strength, your healing, um, your persistence to just get through that and keep going, and your resiliency, because being like bullied and all of that is just horrible, and it's long lasting. So even if we are, I don't know how old you are now, but it's like, even you telling a story of when you were 10, that was long lasting for you. So um yeah, just praying for your strength, your resiliency, and everything. I pray to God every day, waiting waiting so I can get blessed. Yes. Yep. Just keep going, keep praying, and being in expectation. Being in expectation. And like, I know with me, even while I was in expectation, and like, live like, really is just come from like living in a state of gratitude, waking up every single day, if you can, in a state of gratitude, in a state of gratefulness. Because like, when you guys were, if you have had seen me like go through all of that stuff last July with my baby, and he actually had went into anaphylaxis shock just for being outside. And so I got a phone call like that he was not responsive, and I was rushing to the hospital. um that put me in a deep, deep depression, because I always like have my kids. I never have like time to myself or have somebody watch my kids or anything like that. Excuse me. And it had happened to be my birthday that next day. And so I had just asked, family, could they keep the kids, overnight, so that I could just have, my birthday or whatever to myself. And during, I don't even think they were gone from me for 2 hours. During 2 hours, you know, that had happened, and I had got that phone call of my, you know, now 5-year old being rushed to the emergency room, and was not responsive, and he had not ate nothing. That he was anaphylaxis to it was really the air. Like it was just really something outside that just didn't mesh well with his system. And so I like beat myself up a lot about that, feeling deep depression because I feel like I shouldn't have had that day to myself. I shouldn't have wanted to have that time to myself. Like had I, you know, been there or they have been home, like that wouldn't have happened. And like I said, in deep depression. So it took really until like coming into the new year, it was a choice. Are they kicking you off of stamps now? Sorry to hear about your boy. Yes, so I had you I probably gotta look at the beginning. I said I got the letter, so yeah, they kicking me off. They kicking me off. And thank you so much. Yeah, sorry about your boy. Thanks so much. So now he's like he's fine. You know, he's on a lot of different medications, and that's working well for him. And you know, we have a good action plan for him. But I had beat myself up a lot about that, like just you know, kind of taking the blame for that, like that I shouldn't have tried to have 24 hours by myself. Like I should have just they should have just been home. And but after the first of the year, like I had to basically forgive myself for whatever I was hanging on to. Forgive, you know, family, just really like forgive everything, and knowing that everything happened for a reason. I'm not sure why that happened, and I might not never know why that happened. So actually having the wisdom to know that everything is not for us to understand. And as humans, we try to understand everything. Everything is not for us to understand. You know, things happen. People do things, and it's not meant for us to understand. We don't know. We don't know. We're not all knowing. And then just also changing my mindset, and just what I was focusing on, and being grateful that your son was not responsive, and he was not responsive for over 15 minutes, and he did not have an EpiPen, and so his throat had completely closed up, and he made it to the hospital because 911 actually had said they was busy and they had another call with the family member, so they actually put them on hold and told them to hold on. So being grateful that it was a vehicle there, that they did get him to the emergency room, that he was not responsive for 15 minutes, but God carried him the whole way, and he made a full recovery, you know, doesn't have brain damage or anything like that. Um, and every single doctor that we see, they don't even know how he survived that. And it's like, so I wake up in a state of gratitude because I could say this could have happened. What if this happened, or this could have happened? But I have to say, but this didn't happen. And even though this happened, this came up out of it. And so this year, like I've just really been being grateful for every little thing, like just counting every single blessing that I've had, every single mishap that could have happened this way, but it was a different outcome. Like yes, this happened, but worst case scenario, this could have happened from this, and it didn't. So counting that, you know, counting all joy and waking up in a state of gratitude. um You still here? Okay, that's good. So yeah, waking up in a state of gratitude has been big for me. You know, just every single thing, like every like just from the smallest thing to the biggest thing. But then still being an expectation too. So saying I'm grateful and undeserving for every single thing, every single blessing that has happened in my life. I just feel overly grateful. And then since I have counted all of those small to big blessings, I'm in expectation that whatever that I'm praying for, whatever that I'm praying on, is gonna happen when it needs to happen at the right timing. And then if it's a mindset shift, if it's I just want to be happy, then I gotta also, if I pray and I believe in God, I gotta also read my Bible and learn God promises. And if He promised me happiness, that means that I already have it, but I'm just not accepting it. So, um, it's a lot of basically getting out of my own way. And I think as humans, we are in our own way a lot. You know, we are in our own way a lot when it comes to just mental health. And that's like a real passion of mine is mental health. And I just feel like, a person dealing with, have dealt with mental health and probably will deal with it for the rest of my life. Like, I know that most things are a decision because it's what we focusing on. And when you are in a depressed state, that's the last thing you want to hear somebody say is how you feel is a decision, but it's really the truth. It's not saying that you don't have the right to feel how you feel or whatever, what is it that you feel like you have that right. But then you also, I feel like we have to start putting a time limit on that feeling. It's not saying that we forget the things that happen. We forget the memories of people. We forget the love they showed or the impact they had on our lives or times, where we were up and the impact that had on our life. It's not saying that we forget about that, but it's just saying that we allow those things to be in that time period and we move on. Mental health is real, but I know you can rise above it. Yes, you can rise. Like, mental health is so real, but our brain is so just, I mean, there's a creator just by our organs and our brain. We can feel however we believe we feel. So mental health is so real. But if you wake up today and you be like, I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of being sad. I'm tired of feeling like I'm tired of allowing this person to change my day or how I feel. Like, you have that option. You have that choice for that one day to not feel like, to just be happy. You have that option to say, I'm just not gonna be sad today. I'm just not gonna be sad. And it's so simple and it's so hard at the same time, especially when you're going through it, but it's really that simple. And it's really giving yourself, like I said, a time limit on that sadness. Like, giving yourself a time limit. Like I said, nothing that happened with my son changed. Like, nothing really of how I feel. Like, that I should have been there, not wanting to have that 24 hours by myself. Like, that really didn't change. I still feel like that, you know, but I stopped, like, ridiculing myself for it. It's like it passed. There's nothing that I could do to change that today. Like, it happened. There's not one thing I can do. God more powerful. Yes, speaking nothing positive into your life, speaking blessings over your life. Yes, yes. Thank you, and you too, and everybody on the stream. Like, we speaking positivity, we speaking prosperity, we speaking um supportive circles, we speaking understanding, discernment, um just abundance. We speak in self confidence, uh, self-esteem, like high self-esteem. Like we speaking all of that over our lives. Everybody on this live stream who watched the replay, like we speaking over that. Like you deserve happiness. You deserve peace. You deserve abundance. You reserve supportive people in your life. You deserve people who speak life into you. You deserve that. Like you deserve people who speak life into you, who speak goodwill into you. You deserve that. Like you don't deserve to be talked to any kind of way, be treated any kind of way by others or by yourself. So, um going through just my whole faith journey, and this is a journey because it's never ending, but going through my whole faith journey, and this has been years. uh have you ever been really sick? Yes, multiple times. Multiple times. Multiple times. Really, really sick. um and I don't know if it was a mental health thing. Like I don't know what, caused it. I've been sick a few times where doctors don't even know what's wrong with me. Like I went to doctor one time and they were saying, "Oh, it's my appendix. Maybe I need my appendix taken out." Uh, they was just like saying all kind of stuff. I'm not sick no more. I don't know what it was, but I literally couldn't even go to like the bathroom. Like I was like in pain to even like I couldn't walk. Like even to get to the emergency room, I had rolled into the car. Like had to roll like on like the bed thing they had came out with. They did not know what was wrong with me. Well, I pray you rise above all you're going through. Yes. So like that, like so now I don't know I don't know what it was. And I don't have the book down here. Crap, I wish I had the book down here. But if you guys have not read the book Fervent, you really need to read the book Fervent. If you have watched the movie War Room, my book is upstairs because I read it and then I write in it. Like it's my morning routine right now with that book. So I would say just get that book. It's on Audible. It's a link in my description where you can get it for free. You get free 30 days of Audible, and you either get one title for free or two titles for free. And so after that 30 days, if you don't want to pay, it's $16, cancel before the 30 days. You can go get that book in my bio right now for 100% free. Read it within a month and cancel your subscription so you won't be charged to the $16. But yeah, so it's on Audible. You can get it 100% free. But I feel like that everybody needs to read that book when it comes to understanding just why things are happening and even the things that you don't see. Like just understanding that when it comes to being a mother or father, having children, um, dealing in relationships, if you're a wife or a husband, just dealing in the trials and tribulations that's going on in life and the constant changes in life and just unforeseen burdens. Yes, I'm a mom. I have 4 children. Unforeseen burdens that you are having or a weight on you that you are dealing with, health, just everything. This book organizes the mind, and read it if you are a believer. If you are a believer, um, you read the Bible, then read Fervent. Like I said, I have the actual book. I have the Audible, but I've been trying to get actual books lately because I'm trying to work on my focus. And Audible, it allows you to multitask because you can have your earbuds in and you can be, listening to a book. But I'm really trying to stop multitasking because I have lied to myself so long to say I'm a good multitasker. But as I'm getting older and as I'm learning more, I just don't believe that anybody is good at multitasking. It's always something that you're not doing 100% of because you're trying to do too many things at one time. And I think that that is messing up the focus in us as human beings. And so I've been really trying to stop multitasking as much as possible. And so just a small step was, if I really wanted to read a book, to get it in physical copy instead of Audible. But like I said, you can get Audible for free in my link. And I still do Audible for some things like business stuff, or like mindset stuff I want to listen to while I'm laying down and sleep and I really don't want to be up looking at something. Um, I do it like that. But that book, I wanted the physical copy. I wanted to be able to do it as like a workbook. Excuse me. But that is a lot. That helps a lot. Health, just every single thing. Even when it came to focus, like it even talked about that. It just talks about everything. And so hold on, my baby's over here. Yes, Tristan, I'm on live. Thank you. So, yeah, so just like, so in closing, because I can ramble on forever. In closing, like, especially when I get on just, the love of God and just feeling so humble and grateful that, he kept me. Like, yes, God and Jesus. Just feeling so grateful that He kept me. Like, I just can go on and on forever. But I will say that when it came to getting the letter of getting cut off my government assistance, and me having kind of that on my shoulder, like, should I get, my benefits cut down so I can keep my government assistance? I will say that being a believer played a role into why that like dissipated and went away, and me saying no, because it's like this has been something that you've been praying for. um and then why are you fearful? And you shouldn't try to call and get your stuff cut down, your money cut down. Like, why are you trying to control the situation? You relinquish control of the situation, and then you pray to God that He give you abundance and overflow, that He multiply everything that you getting. Like, He gonna multiply it, and you ask that He did this um in stair steps, and he hasn't took you fast with this at all. And so you lean on to that, and it's like you don't say, well, what if? Because it's like, okay, if this goes away tomorrow, if your income go away tomorrow, like, then you are now leaning on God to know that He's going to make something else fall from the sky that you're not even realizing. Like, something else is gonna come. And so that's, the belief that I'm standing on. And I remember, I think it was like a year ago or a year and a half ago, my dad, I was like depressed, just a lot of stuff was going on, with my housing. A lot of foundational stuff was just being shaken. It was just messing with my security all the way together. Um and just bringing up a lot of fear of mine. And I remember my dad, because I always get on him about not being like empathetic enough. And he was like, well, I thought you was Christian, but it seemed like you were atheist. And you say you're a believer in God, but right now I don't think you believe in God. And he was like, you really know better than the atheists who don't believe in nothing. Like, you're no better than them. Like, when it comes to your belief system, you're no better than the atheists. And when I say I was upset, I don't think I talked to him for like a week. I was upset. And then I called my mama, told her what he said. Can you believe he said this? Da, 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 da. Like, I was upset because I just feel like I'm going through it. This is real life. This is not a fairy tale. This is real life. Everything is being shaken to the core. You know, Section 8, food stamps, kids' health, my landlord losing his property and told me overnight I gotta be finding a place ASAP because he ain't gonna have this place. Like, big stuff, my health, my kids' health, but me having to put my health to the side because my kids' health is more important. Like, humongous things being shaken to the core, me feeling depressed, and your take was, this world is just changing, but I know God can't put more on you than you can bear. Yes, definitely. And we don't know how much we can bear. And so, uh, everybody heal. Yeah, so now I'm wise enough to know that you don't know what God gonna put on you to bear. Because look at Job. I ain't gonna speak it into existence, but what Job went through in the Bible, you know, listen, that was horrible. And I've been brought to the core of that, you know, basically almost everything he didn't went to through. I didn't been brought to like the edge of those things and fell into deep dark depression. Like, even when he talked about like leprosy and his skin and all that stuff, I remember like my skin, my eczema flaring up so bad, but it had turned into psoriasis or something. I don't know. But from the top of my forehead to my toes, my arms, my neck, my chest, everything was just covered in gray scales, blister around my eyes. Like, my body, I don't know what had happened, but my body had went through some type of shock or change or whatever when I had turned a different age, and my skin had went completely out of control to the point like I was taking off my shirt like this. As I was taking off my shirt, my skin was coming off with my shirt. Like, horrible, like horrible, horrible, horrible. I'm like drinking water. I'm trying to soak in baths, like just anything to just ease the pain and discomfort that I was going through. And it's like, you know, having to call off of work when I really can't call off of work because the bills is past due and I need to pay rent. Like, but I can't call off of work because you can't go into an establishment like that, and it literally even hurts to put on pants. Everything hurts, you know. So it's like when Jared said, "Have you ever been through, you know, bad stuff with your health?" A lot of bad things, you know, with my health. And then it's like now y'all see, you know, my chest and all that. And I still, you know, deal with eczema, and I'm on some injections and stuff now, but you know, I still deal with eczema, but all of this up my arm, you know, up my arms, up everything. Gray scales. Uh and I don't know if it was just the stress. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was how I was eating. Like I said, me turning a different age. I know they say like every 10 years your skin goes through something. I don't know what it was. But when my dad had said that, and just how I told y'all that about my skin, like I had been through that before. When I just thought about every single thing that I done been through, like just every single thing that I done been through, And then now it's like, as soon as I say, you know what, I'm gonna start decorating my house and all of that, and I'm like have a little bit of joy in me. I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna do something for my birthday. Like I've just been stuck in the house, I haven't been anywhere. I'm gonna do something for me. Like I'm gonna like just live and be happy. Like as soon as I make that, declaration out loud, as I said, hey sis, I'm coming in late, but your eczema flares up bad as a result of stress. Yes, yes, as a result of stress. So I guess I was just stressed to the max, it just in a horrible relationship, like I said, having to pay all the bills and just dealing with just everything, family issues, just so much stuff. When I say I have never seen my skin like that a day in my life, and I have never seen it since then. Like that, and I didn't know what the heck, that was. They did, give me some like shots and stuff while I was at the doctor just to calm everything down. And then I had to take medications and all of that stuff to kind of get it back going. But when I say it was so, and I think a lot of my illnesses, like even when I just was talking about how they was saying that I have eczema, yeah, and I'm on like another in like long term injection. Now I have eczema. I don't have the psoriasis or whatever had happened that time. I don't have that. They were saying, so they were calling it something. Um yeah, I don't have that. And I don't have, when they were saying that they think that my appendix needs to be removed, it never got removed. Um, but whatever that was, I don't have that issue. That was only one time issue. It had lasted for, I finally went into the emergency room after I think day 5. Cause day 5 I couldn't take it no more. Day 5, my mom had to come and get me, and I was literally on the floor. I could not move. I could not straighten up. Like just straightening up had hurt it so freaking bad. You know, like I said, I was rolling around crawling because I couldn't even stand up on my feet. Excruciating pain. Like, and I didn't have 4 kids. I didn't have one natural. And excruciating pain. Excruciating pain. That's probably, I don't know if that's the worst. That's not the worst pain I ever felt, but I think that's probably the second to worst pain I ever felt. But stress, how they say stress will unalive you. When you are stressed, your body does things that, you know, like even like my a family member of mine had got diagnosed with cancer, and she said she just think that it was stress, like whatever was going on was stress. Thankfully, when she went back to the doctor, they said they didn't like see it anymore, so whatever she had been doing like was good. But she literally just been on vacation, she been having fun, like she been having fun. She said she's not gonna sit depressed and thinking about it, like she just gonna have fun and say it is what it is and just let that stress off of her. And when she went back to the doctor, because she already said, she said, I'm about to make a believer out of these doctors, because doctors really don't believe in God. And she said, I'm about to be a patient who they gonna say you don't have it no more. Yeah, so her, just like I said, her belief, and then just her really relinquishing that stress. Like she still gotta go get her checkups and all that stuff. And they still gotta like monitor it just to make sure like that her mass and stuff doesn't come back. But it's gone now, And she said she already knew, like she knew when they had told her, and she had got the biopsy, I think it's called, done. Like she knew that it was from stress. And so that's why, like, not really when I turned 35, but like like this year, like I said, this year, when this new year came, because we are already thinking about next year, but this year we still got some work to do when it comes to us and our mindset. When this year came, I had made a choice to not be stressed. Like I had made a choice I had made a choice, and I had also came to an understanding that things are going to happen. I fight with Murphy all the time. Murphy means that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. I fight with Murphy all the time. Me and Murphy in a whole DV relationship. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm coming to the terms with that. I'm coming to the terms that anything that can go wrong just gonna go wrong when it comes to me. Like I used to think that I was special. I'm sorry, sis. Yeah, so but yeah, that was a family member of mine, not me, who got diagnosed with cancer. Yes, stress will take you out, and people don't take it as serious as they should. I had to walk away from a situation because my stress was off the chain. I was not going to make it. Yes, like that's what I was getting to too. Hard times. Like this year, I made a decision. I'm not gonna argue with nobody. I'm not gonna go back and forth with nobody. I'm not gonna over explain myself to nobody. I'm not going to live in a woe is me mentality. I'm not gonna keep on questioning why things are happening. Things are just going to happen. I'm going to accept that anything that can go wrong will go wrong, but I'm also going to acknowledge God. Like I'm going to acknowledge my faith to say all things, like he's going to make all things work out for the good of me. I'm going to acknowledge that because that was the promise. And so I'm going to quit I don't even know the word, but I'm going to quit believing but not believing. I'm going to quit believing the parts that I want to believe and then leaving the parts that I don't want to leave. If I say I'm a believer and I believe, when I got to believe all of it. If something happens, then I know that it's going to work out for the best of me. I know that it's going to work out. Prime example. I been seeing this car that I want or whatever. And I really don't want no payments. But then I lay on the fence like, but you should get it. You know, it's a nice vehicle, da 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 da. Like you ain't never had like a newer vehicle. You should get it. You deserve it. You should get it. You don't do nothing for yourself. You should get it. You should be able to drive in a vehicle that you want. First and foremost, like I said in the beginning of this live, I had to say this or that. So when I said this or that, do you want this or do you want that? Hey, Michelle. Haven't seen you in a while. So when I said, do you want this or do you want that? And I put the car that I wanted up against what I really want. I was like, nah, I don't want that car. That's just silly. I'm going to just drive the car that I have. Like, yeah, I need to fix the trunk. Yeah, I need to fix this part. Yeah, it's getting rusted around the rim. Like y'all see my LeSabre, like my white LeSabre. Y'all didn't see my baby in videos. I'm like, I'm about to just be this a LeSabre. Like at the end of the day, I know this thing gonna crank. You see what I'm saying? No matter what it look like, it ain't gotta be pretty, but it's gonna crank. Like it gets me where I need to go. And so I was like, nah, I'm just gonna stick with what I have because this car is paid off. I don't have to worry about no payments. Everything is not promised. So what if, you know, something happens to my income? Now I can't make payments. And then is that really being a good steward of my money? So I'm just going through all of this, right? I'm just talking through it. I'm just talking through it. And so I decided to like, no, I'm not going to get a new car. I'm going to just keep the car that I got, you know, Was it 2003, 2005 or 2003 Buick LeSabre. I'm just keep the car I got. Hey, hey Ed Murad. Um, so comes to the terms of that because I said this or that. And what I want, I don't want to be paying monthly for a car payment and having this car when I look at the total of the car of what I will be paying. Um, okay, okay. Yes. Overseas. Let's go. International. So when I look at the total of the car payment, I'm like, no, I could have this. Like, I could have this. So why would I get that? The Most High is working and shifting things. You can feel it in the atmosphere. I'm always like, where is all this coming from? But later on, look back and see it. The Most High. Yes, yes, exactly. I don't know what that is. Yes. So I don't know what that. Oh, thank you. Um, so I'm okay now, you know. I didn't I didn't talk everything through. Like I said, yeah, I need to get this fixed. Yeah, I'm holding the trunk up by a bungee cord. Blase scoop. Radio still work, heat work, air work, windows work. The car is functional. Long story short, a truck doesn't see me and my kids having the right of way, and a truck runs into us and hits us. Bust out my windows. All of us are safe, thank God. Uh, you know, we all go to the emergency room, all of that stuff. Just because, you know, I was in pain, a couple of my kids were in pain. Like I said, he hit us so hard, like that side of the windows had busted out. Um, all kind of stuff. You know, he didn't stop, you know, all kind of stuff. Car total. Car total. I had a vacation that me and my oldest son was gonna go on. I ended up canceling the vacation for this year for our birthday because he was born on my birthday. So, you know, I'm like, wow. Don't stop believing, never give up. Yes. So I'm like, wow. Now I don't have a vehicle. Gotta deal with insurance. All of that stuff. I don't know if now my payment's gonna go up. All of that. So the man was real nice. You know, he just said he didn't see us. You know, whatever the case was. But I won't tell you how much that I end up getting. But his insurance had covered enough for me because everything that I was looking at in this car that I wanted, that I was going to pay a super high amount of, I had wanted a few things. Oh, I want a third row seat. Like, I'm tired of this LeSabre. I got 3 kids in car seats, you know. So the reason of me wanting to get a bigger car was justified. Like, we be cramped up in this LeSabre, you know. My kids are getting bigger, but they still in car seats. All of this stuff that I want. I wanted something Normado. I want the little bells and whistles, everything. What I end up getting, just, you know, because I just had to use his insurance. So just his insurance, I was able to get a new vehicle, cash paid for, uh, with all the stuff that I really wanted in the way newer car. This one isn't a 2023, but it's still giving me everything that I had wanted. It checked off all the boxes. Stress has been affecting my health also. I made the decision that my life is more important than any of the issues I'm going through. And the Bible says, cast your cares on the Lord. So I'm doing it. Yes, yes. And so I got what I got what I had wanted by making the decision to be a good steward of my blessings. And that's another thing that I feel like that when we are praying for multiplication, for abundance, for something, I feel like that God wants to see that we are a good steward over what we have and that we are making wise decisions. Because why would He bless you with something if you're not going to um, know how to handle it? You know, if you're not going to know how to handle it, manage it, because if you read the Bible, it started off as management. You know, that's the foundation of really the Bible is management. Managing your time, managing your relationships, managing your love, managing your money, um, managing your land. Humans was made to manage. Like that's why we were created to manage. Like the land, all of that stuff was already here before us. And he like, oh crap. It ain't nobody here to even trim the trees and manage the land and take care of these animals. Like, let me go ahead and make y'all. So humans were made to manage. So that's why we manage stress longer than what we supposed to manage stress for. Because I don't feel like that God tells us to. He don't talk to spit in the wind. He don't say stuff just to say stuff. He say cast all your cares because he know that we going to be caring too much about stuff and stress us out. He say count it all joy because he know the bad stuff going to be happening and we just got to count everything's, you know, in joy. He says that everything is going to work out for the best of us because he knows that the bad stuff is going to happen, but he's going to turn everything around to make it work out for the best of us in some kind of way. It could take 20 to 30 years before you know why this thing happened. It is going to happen for a reason, but like I said prior, some things are not always meant for us to know a reason why. Some things is that we just have to accept that God is going to make us happy despite of what else is going through, what else is going on. And so, you tired, baby?
No, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to go to the one.
Okay. And another thing I would say that I have an issue with is control. I feel like that we have to know what is in our power. This is a small box that we can control, and everything outside of it we cannot control. So when you think about other people, anything that's happened in another person's life, you cannot control that. You have no dictatorship over a person changing how they are, how they talk, what their circumstances are. You have no power in that. How they treat you, how they treat others, you have no power, control in that. Only thing you can do is pray for them. Everything that's in the box is you. And you have control over every single emotion that you own. Every single human emotion, you have control over it. Excuse me. You can decide what emotions to have and what emotions to give someone. And what emotions to give something. You can control that. Glad you decided against getting a car. That would have been ended up being stressed. The borrower is a slave to the lender, and the debt is a trap for real. Yes. Hey, Adrian, that's so true, Michelle. Like, and that's all what I was going through. Like, no, the Bible says, the borrower is a slave to the lender. Like, and then what is your root cause of doing this? Is it really based off you? Does you think you deserve it, or is it based off some insecurity, or is it based off some like comparison? Because comparison is a thief. Is it Like what's the root cause? Be self, really be true and be self-aware. And so sometimes I feel like we have lied to ourselves for so long about so many different things and situations that when it comes to being real to ourselves, we could be real to everybody else. We can tell everybody else what they going through, what they need to change, what they good at, congratulate them. Like we could be real with everybody else, but when it comes to ourselves, I feel like a lot of us have a issue with being real to ourselves, whether it's congratulating yourself, encouraging yourself, uh reprimanding yourself, like telling your checking yourself, you know, really coming to the root cause of stuff. Like we have a problem with that. But look at the Most High, because even though an accident is horrible, it worked out that you had what you needed to get what you needed and wanted. Yes, amen. So even though I was without a car for a while because I had to wait to, everything, legalities and stuff, I still was grateful because it's like we in a whole little vehicle. We got hit by a whole truck and we walked away with some bumps, bruises, soreness, a couple of scrapes and cuts, but nothing big. That it's already, stuff healed up. You can't see it. Everybody, a few headaches, but we walked away all healthy. No broken bones, no nothing. Like that could have been all of my and the thing is I never have all of my kids with me, even my oldest. We were all in the vehicle. Like that could have took us all out at one time. So being grateful that yeah, that happened, even if I didn't get a vehicle from it and I had to be stuck without a vehicle. I'm still grateful that that didn't happen of how it could have happened. The result didn't come out how it could have came out. You see what I'm saying? Like when it came to our health, because material stuff is replaced. You're going to get it eventually, but you can't be replaced. Your arm that came with you can't be replaced. They can put a fake one on there, but that can't be replaced. And so, staying in gratitude, like staying in gratitude, um, has helped so much. Uh, and like I said, then when it just came to peace in my life, cutting ties, you can't change people. You can't change people. You can't change people. If you got I got a control problem. That's why me and God be beefing all the time, because he know me and he know I got a control problem. And it's a lot of stuff that he should have I should have gave to him a long time ago, but I feel like that I can work it out, or I can come to the resolve of it. And it's no, because so I've stayed and dealt with a lot of situations, excluding relationships, that I should have been handed off to him for him to take care of, but I got a control problem. My car is 23 years old and I'm hanging on to it as long as I can. I would love to have better, but I know I can't afford it right now. I'm still I'm still rolling, so I'm grateful for what I have. Amen. And that's what I had came. So I'm like, I'm still rolling. I might gotta hold the trunk down with a bungee cord, but I'm grateful that I got a vehicle. I'm grateful that I could be like, hey kids, y'all wanna go here, y'all wanna go there. I don't have to call and beg nobody to do nothing for me, or call Lyft or Uber or whatever. Like I can do things on my own. So it cranks. Girl, me too. I have a control problem too. Yeah, like that's why I'm saying hard times, self-awareness. Like like I have a control problem. And so when I think about the depression, like my times of depression, it be a lot of the times it be situational. But when I look at the situations, the outcome has already happened. There's nothing I can do to change that. So now I'm having a control problem because I feel like I should have been able to see things. I should have been able to, but it wasn't meant for me to be there to see things. It wasn't meant for me to catch it beforehand. It wasn't meant. Like it wasn't meant. And so now I'm beating myself up because I have a control problem. And so a lot of the stress, depression, anxiety, even anxiety I deal with now, I know 100% it's a control problem. I know it 100% it's because things ain't happening on my time or when I want them to happen. That I can't force things to go how I want it to go. Um, or because I'm just not going along with the flow. Like I try to make everything happen. And so just some things are not meant for you to make happen. Some things are just meant for you to just allow things to happen. It's not meant for you to make things happen. Boom, that right there. If there's nothing you can do, what can you do? I'm the same. Exactly. If there is nothing you can do, what can you do? That alone will probably cancel 90% of people's stress. Write down every single problem that you have. Write down every single thing you stressing about, every single thing you have an anxiety about. I didn't know that you were in an accident. I'm so sorry to hear that. What a great testimony that God have gave you and your children to cover from this protection. Yes, yes. See, and I didn't even I was gonna post like thank God, but I really didn't post about it because I was good. Like I said, the first of the year, I had really made up in my mind like that everything is gonna work out for the best. Everything is gonna work out for the good. And so with that, it's like I didn't want to post about it because I know a lot of people are dealing with a lot of different things. And, I didn't want people to be sad because I'm not sad. Um, thanks. Because I'm not sad. So, tell my little friend over there, his internet auntie said, hey. A supporter said she your internet auntie. She said, hey, look, he's smiling. Girl, yes. He didn't smile. And so, who said that? So yeah, just writing down that list, like get it out your head, get it onto paper. Out your head onto paper. Every single thing that you are stressing about. See what's in your control. If it's a relationship, it's 100% in your control what you could do. Either you gonna sit there and smile through the devastation you going through, or it's time for you to pack up and go. But what is not in your control is you thinking that a person is going to change or start seeing you in a different light or loving you the way you think you need to be loved, talking to you and treating you the way you need to be treated. If it's something with your kids, only thing that's in your control is to tell them the way they should go. Try to teach them the way they should go. If they chose differently and it's making them have hardship in their life because they keep on choosing the hard route, you have to relinquish control and pray that God gonna help them along their way and allow them to see and have that discernment. But you did what was in your control. You have nothing else to do outside your control. If it's financial situations, what can you do that's in your control? Even if you completely disabled and you can't work physically, you can cut off government assistance, cut off something that's helping you and they telling you that you need to get income. You might can't drive Uber or nothing like that. You might can't go into a warehouse or nothing like that. But what can you do that's online? Because if you looking on the phone and you type in a comment, it's so many things out here where you can do for people. Just on your phone, never leave your house if you don't have nothing. And this ain't saying you got to start a whole full business or LLC. This is a side gig. This is giving you extra $20. Some giving you extra $40. And you got some calls. I know you're a business owner. You got some calls for me to make. I'll just charge, $20, $40 for the week. I'll make all your business calls. Or you need a lot of people give advice on how I need to do a schedule or meal prepping or whatever. Write a Monday through Sunday meal plan for mothers, anything. Like, it's time to be creative because, excuse me, I believe creativity, I believe all believers is creative. You see what I'm saying? I believe anybody who believes in God, whether that's now Allah, Buddha, whoever, if you're, I believe you're creative. Giving us control is one of the hardest. Giving up control is one of the hardest things to do, but I'm working on it. It's hard to let go, especially for us single moms, because we have to leave the family. Yes, yes. It's hard to give up control because it's like you feel like you're going to be held accountable. But then it's also putting stuff into perspective. What um you know, like I said, even when it comes to like kids, because mine is 15, he'll be 18 soon. And like even now, he's getting more out there, just with start wanting to start a business, having friends, wanting to, go shopping and stuff with his friends and do things. And it's like I just be so scared for him. Like, I just be so scared that he won't get into drugs or, just do things that that he has never seen me do or that's not in my character, and that's different from what I taught him. And then I have to just go back to the scripture and say, train a child as they should go, and when they get older, they, will not depart from it. So I have to hang on to that. And then I have to also know that if I'm a praying mother, whatever he decides to do, because this is his, I just got the blessing and the gift to bring him into the world, but he don't belong to me. He belongs to God. So at the end of the day, I have to know that God can protect him way more than I can protect him. And if he falls on his head and whatever he experiences that's, bad or oh my God, and I'm stressed about it, I have to know that just how I look back on my life and say everything happened for a reason, or I bumped my head right now and this taught me a lesson, I have to know that he gonna bump his head in life. I have found freedom. Hard Time said, Amen. Michelle said, I have found freedom in letting go of things I can't control. So it's worth, can't control. So it's worth the struggle. It is definitely worth the struggle. You let that stuff go. Like, control will kill you. Like, unalive you, because I know you can't say kill on here. But I just said it again. Oh, well. Stress and control will take you up out of here. And so, they are. Your children have to walk their own path, um, off their own path, and go through what He has for them. Exactly, exactly. God has, God has. How they say, I know you before you was even in your mama's womb. Your son is going to be 18. What? How did that happen? LOL. I mean, well, he's 15 now, so he'll be 18 in 3 years, but 3 years goes by so quick. So I'm like trying to shove every little bit, especially, now with social media. It's like I'm trying to retrain what social media is training. And it's just to know like, wow, he about to enter in his life and he about to bump his head. And because there's two types of people. There's people who there's two ways of how people learn. One way is people have to learn from experiences. There are some people who have to bump their head. Hi, you're beautiful. Just remember that. Thank you. There's some people who gotta bump their head. That's me. I gotta know from experience. You say a person should never do this or they gonna fall. I really gotta see if I'm gonna fall, because I feel like that was just you that fell. Let me try and see if I'm gonna fall. That's just me. I gotta learn from experience. A 15-year-old sis, you are out here looking like a younger. Okay, I'm trying to. I've been trying to, do a little. lose a little weight, get a little skincare routine in, you know. uh uh and then there's people who you could tell the outcome of stuff and they won't do it. They like, nah, I already heard, they told me the stories, I'm good. I don't need to figure out for myself. I saw what they went through and I'm okay with that. Now there's certain things that I just ain't gonna do because I just, I didn't see the outcome enough to where I know that this is definitely the outcome. But it's some things I'm like, well, that's maybe just, was your bad luck. Let me try it. And I bumped my head and they're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I guess it's our bad luck because the same thing happened to me. But so it's like now as he's growing, I'm trying to figure out what kind of person is he so I can know what I have to look forward to. If I tell him some certain things, will he stay away from it and don't do it? Or do I have to reprimand him about doing the things that I told him is going to be not turn out at a good outcome? So I'm learning that now, and really observing that now. And now I'm starting to observe it with all of my kids. Like as they're growing up, are they the kids that if I say no, don't do this, they don't do it, or are they the kid who kind of test the limits and see if it really would happen to them? So now I know kind of what to look forward to. But relinquishing control, knowing that everything is going to work out for the good of you, and knowing and being in expectation to get what you praying for to be answered. And so when it came to me being cut off government assistance, I didn't pray for it. Like to the point that my dad used to always say, like, you don't have to keep praying for the same thing. Like when you said it once, God remember. Like he not a God who gonna forget. You only gotta say it one time and he know. He was like, cause now it's kind of like you doing a mantra. And I knew that I wasn't doing a mantra or being a Buddhist or anything like that, but I just wanted to keep on. I had to say it enough to where I've started to believe it. So where I started to believe it, and so when it came first, I was thinking about how can I get out of this? I need my government assistance. Like I was kind of anxious a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. That lasted for about 3 days of me going back and forth with it. Of me praying on it. Of me going back through my old books and reading my prayers. And me just remembering everything I had prayed for because I didn't wrote it so much. Now it's etched in my brain. I've been reading the promises on abundance and stuff so much. Yes, I remember the parable of the woman who wore down the judge who didn't fear God. Yes. Leave it alone.
It's the book.
Leave it.
So where did that come from? Right there. They were just right there.
Leave it.
His leg.
And so so it's like at this moment I'm just like, no, God continue to increase, increase everything. I ain't about to lower my hours or whatever. Nope, I need all that. If they say I don't qualify for that little funky old snap, all right, I don't qualify for it. Thank God for bringing income into my life. My youngest is the last one left at home and she is 15 also. My oldest two are living on their own, so I can relate to the anxiety of letting them use their wings to fly. They are making me proud. Oh yes, because your daughter had got married last year. Yes. So and it's definitely, like I said, even with the food stamp stuff, I talk about breaking generational curses. I can't wait till I'm off of this stuff. And then it happened and my heart skipped 10 beats, and I stayed in long thought for about 3 days. Excuse me. So I'm talking right now about You know, the kids being their own individuals and they gonna bump their head and make their own mistakes in life. But when that time come, I gotta know that I can't be stressed and I can't fix it. I gotta just know that only thing I could do is give words of encouragement if he wants them. Cause I'm not gonna give unsolicited advice. So I'm gonna say, okay, do you want, you want to hear my advice? Do you want to know what I would do if I was in your situation, or what I did when I was in your situation? Cause some stuff with life just gonna happen. Um, and if he say yes, I can give that advice. If he choose not to take it, that's still on him, and I have to allow him to figure it out however he gonna figure it out. If he's one of those people who got to learn by experience, not by example. So yeah, but that's, like I said, it's always easier said than done. When you get to when you get to those different stages in your life, you might feel differently, or you might have to remember what you said 2 years ago or 3 years ago. When this happened, when he turned this age, I ain't gonna do this. So when you find yourself doing it and you start getting stressed about it, then you gotta be like, no, let me take a step back, because I knew this was gonna give me stress, and I said I wasn't gonna do this, and I'm not in control of his life or his decisions or what he do. So, I need to do something with my hair today. Really though. So, yeah, y'all, that's what I came out here to say. I am off of government assistance. Not all of it, because I still have health coverage, I believe. But I'm off of SNAP. I'm waiting for the outcome of Section 8. I may be off of that. I don't know yet. I'll keep you guys up to date on what goes on with that. And I'll keep you up to date with how that all works, because I've only been on Section 8 for, 4 years? Yeah, 4 years. 3 of which I stayed in the same house, or 3.5. I stayed in the same place. So, good people in the chat, if you haven't already, hit the like button. Thank you so much, Hard Times. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. We got 16 likes so far. So I know, with food stamps, if your income go down, you can apply for food stamps at any given time. Our Section 8 list has been closed basically indefinitely. Girl. So I don't know how all of that works, because I had got on Section 8 through programs and stuff. Yes, don't forget to check your local food banks and stuff. I definitely will. If that time comes where I need to, but I have been in preparation. So that's what I could say. When everyone is praying, not only be in expectation, but be in preparation. I might be at a food bank, or might go, but I just feel like at this moment in time, it might be more people who need food at food banks more than me. So and then dealing with my kid who got so many food disabilities, it's be hard shopping at food banks, because they carry a lot of stuff that my household just can't eat. It's scary to not have the security blanket of assistance, but you are intelligent and you will make it. Yes, thank you, Michelle. And just the understanding that government assistance is a false security. They don't protect you. Security means they got you. They gonna protect you. Like I said, y'all didn't see my journey of them dropping the ball so many times and leaving me and my kids out, because I had a false sense of what their security really is. And so I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm in expectation of just the next level of everything. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing some pantry videos I need to do, and kind of stuff like that. Not, y'all know I shop, but just stuff with organizing, getting my shelves up and stuff, so I can start putting my food up in my pantry and different things like that. still go because you never know how long they will be available and you can stock up in your pantry. We are in troubling times. Did you see? Get off of that. Did you see they at okay? All right. They are trying to collapse the dollar. Okay, I will. I will hard time. So I'll go and kind of see the different ones and see what they have. I know of like two here. So I mean, because at the end of the day, I guess if I do get stuff in the bag, I can't use, somebody else can always use it. So I definitely will go. And that, at least will help with the canned goods and stuff like that. And emergencies fund will give you a little peace of mind if you are able to do it. You are right. The government gives, then takes away without warning. Yes. Hey Jared, you still here? Yeah. That's the thing, like that false sense of security, Michelle. You right. Like it's literally I had got my notifications of my increase and stuff like that with my income. um and knowing, I was getting more hours and all of that stuff. I didn't even have enough time to tell them when I got the go ahead for increases and stuff for my income. I had a letter that next week in the mail saying, we see that your income increasing. So now both times when they cut me down first, they had got it, like I didn't even get my first. Did I get my first check of the increase? I think I might have got a newer increased check. By that next week, I had already got a letter in the mail saying that my stuff was gonna be cut down, just to bring the proof of that. Right. Be watching heavy. Then this time or whatever, literally just got notification that my beginning new increases and stuff will be starting the end of just the last month. So I was already knowing, like, that extra little flow or whatever that I was gonna be getting. Then I got a letter in the mail saying October your last month because, basically we already see in the end of September you're going to be getting this, you're going to be starting getting this amount, so your income going to be increasing. And so October is the last that will be getting SNAP benefits. November, you won't be receiving nothing. Like November is your last month. I'm like, y'all didn't even let me live in the increase for a little bit. Sometimes food pantries will try to accommodate your special dietary needs. If not, the basics, canned goods, and staples will save you money. Okay, I'm definitely gonna figure out a couple here and go to it. Yes, they are quick to cut you off, but really slow to approve you. They are a trip. Very slow to, wait until they go through everything, bringing in everything, but your blood type to get approved. And when I say both times, I had got the payments of my increase, and I had a letter in the mail by that next week. I haven't, neither times have I had a chance to turn anything in because I'm waiting for, my stubs and all that to come. So neither time have I had time to even take the stuff in, and the letter already here. But it'd be bothering me because I'm like, y'all would cut somebody off for not turning in their like paycheck stubs and stuff. Y'all would cut somebody off, but y'all literally have the paycheck stubs in the system. So why would y'all cut people off for not being able to, or not turning stuff in on time when y'all see it? And I know y'all see it because I worked for the food stamp office before. So we literally see everything. If you get child support, we have a copy we had a copy of like the judgment paperwork. If you get if you got a job, we have a copy. We have your actual paycheck stub that you get from your employee that comes up in our system. But we still have to request paycheck stubs, and I just think that was like another reason why I just would never like work for the food stamp office, because I worked for them before and it was just it was very disheartening. I didn't work. I worked. Was it a full year? It might have been less than a full year, and I just was emotionally drained because of just how they just don't care. My mom always says they want to know everything, including the color of your underwear. Exactly. I say they ask for everything but your blood type. That's my thing. They ask for everything but your blood type. Because it's like, wow, y'all. But the thing is, y'all already know. But then y'all having me, that's why I always be like, how they used to get mad with people having cars and stuff or cell phones. They don't do that now, but that, like, before cell phones became like the norm and like having a car, like you have to get around, they used to judge. Oh, I got to go. Bye. Bye, Jerry. Have a good day. They used to judge people for having, oh, well, you don't need a cell phone. That's not a necessity. You don't need a car. That's not a necessity. Y'all judge with that, but yeah, you do, because y'all always asking for something. And if I don't have a car, I can't, excuse me, y'all. Y'all talking louder than me. And if I don't have a car, I'm not able to get up here, So, yeah, they knew both times before I even had the chance to turn in anything. And so that's why I'm like, they don't even give you a heads up. Like, that's not a heads up. That's like a so yeah, so I'm definitely gonna go to the food bank. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna quit being stubborn. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I just be feeling like, especially in the city I live in. I don't know if it's the city I live in, but I just see a lot of destitute. Please, baby, don't do that so my laptop won't go off. My cord right there. I see a lot of destitute in the city I'm living in, and just a lot of, young babies over there having a listen. I'm like, y'all talking like, I'm just getting louder and louder. I'm yelling at y'all because I'm trying to talk over them.
Let me see my fresh haircut.
Boy, get back. So, yeah, I see a lot of destitute in the city that I live in. And so that's what makes me be like, no, I don't want to take from other people because they need it more than me. But y'all right, like, it's a lot going on in this world. And hey, like, I need it too. I ain't rich. Listen, you can't make 50 cents over nothing and they be trying to cut you off. I'm like, I got 4 kids. You can't make halfway of nothing. What the limits is crazy. You make 50 cents over, you done. And so that's a whole other topic for a whole other day. Cause I be thinking they be really stopping pushing my channel because I be talking about the government so much. You got babies to look out for you. I got babies that think they my parents. That's what it is. All the times they think that they my parents. Really, like, they really be putting me on the limit. They really saying, okay, let me check and see what you doing. It's time for you to wrap it up. That's how they be. But yeah, so thank y'all all so much for tuning in and chatting with me. I wanted to come in here and give y'all an update because I didn't move. I still ain't gave y'all like a little tour. I'm gonna eventually do that once I get everything kind of how I want it to look in some different parts. So yeah, y'all, that is the update though when it comes to the SNAP benefits. I'll keep y'all tuned on the Section 8 and how that works. Like I said, SNAP, if my income all leaves today, I can go reapply for SNAP. When it comes to Section 8, I don't know how that works. I would have to get more information. And as of yet, I'm not all the way cut off. They do help me with a little piece of change. I felt embarrassed going into the pantry, but it has helped me. My even gives hygiene items, so do it. I definitely will, because like my church I go to, they got a curbside pantry, so you don't even have to get out your car, and literally it be lines wrapped around the corner. Listen, it's people driving up in 2021 and 2022s that's in that pantry line. So and they get bags and bags, like they pantry just, and it's like, so that's something I always, donate to. I know for sure it's their pantry because they just help so many people, and it's they go above and beyond with a lot of different things. So I just love my church for that. So I'm definitely gonna start going to their pantry. I think it's on Saturdays actually. So next week I'm gonna start going to their pantry. I'll probably do like a little haul and show y'all what I got. show y'all what I got for my first time of the pantry, and all of that. It's more money you can spend on what the kids need. Yes, that's so true. Like, and I'm saving. I'm saving. I'm trying to eventually, get my own place. You already know I want to be a home buyer and all of that stuff. And so, saving for a down payment for my home. Whatever you can't use, share it with neighbors and friends or donate it. That's why I said I can just, whatever I can't use, I can just give to family. So yeah, I have so much that I'm trying to save and do, but like I said, a down payment, still working with paying off student loans and getting more out of debt. And so that would definitely help. Y'all gonna see me do that too, because like that's the next stage now, with really, when you have a steady income, you have like just being a store over that money. And so really focusing with like the things that I need to pay to get my credit, out of debt, and all of that. Sis, have you looked into reselling like on eBay or Etsy? Oh boy, I don't have really nothing. I don't have nothing really to sell. I don't have nothing really to sell. But I have my businesses starting up, like, so I'll be selling my eyelashes, my beauty brand. I'll be starting back doing like skincare, and different things like that. So y'all say, I'll come on here and show y'all like stuff like that. So that's really what I'm focusing on now, is getting my business up off the ground, and building that, and then probably doing like some Lyfts and Ubers and stuff on the side just for a couple of hours a day, and really like going intense with this credit and down payment and stuff like that, which I know it's a lot of assistance for first time home buyers where you don't need a down payment. And so yeah, that's kind of my focus right now. So just any little bit of money that I can get, I'm just saving it. And so yeah, I'm definitely gonna start going into pantries, because that's just less money I gotta really spend on food, and I could put up or put somewhere else that's needed. So yeah, so thank y'all all for tuning in. I had such a good talk. I've been on here for 2 hours. I was not supposed to be on here for 2 hours. But it's always good to talk to y'all. And that time go by so freaking fast. So thank y'all so much. And I'm praying for everybody who was on the live, who watched the replay. Like, I'm just praying. Can you get your license AA before you start Uber, sis? I already got that. Get you a license and okay for you. Yeah, I already got that. Have a great weekend. I'm going to get a journal today and move on. Yes, on my thoughts from head to paper. Yes, head to paper. Write it down. Love how you phrase that. Yes, get it head to paper. That's what I do when my anxiety, because I deal with anxiety. I know I gotta do heads of paper. I gotta get that book out, like, and write it down. What can I control today? What is out of my control? What can I change right now? What is a year from now? What is a month from now? Like, I do it like that. Thank you so much for your prayers. Yeah. So, and then here in Indiana, I actually had already got my license before they passed the law, but here is you don't need a permit or nothing to carry. We are actually a permitless state now. It had passed this summer, but I had already. Listen, these men out here, people out here crazy. But all right, y'all. Until next time. Bye.